Hello. I feel like I should give an update on my teaching experience. It was my first time teaching the Eastern ceramic techniques called Hua Cai and Qing Hua, the two techniques that I've learned from my teacher named Zhang Meiyun in Taiwan. So these classes were held locally in mainly Sydney 2 weeks ago. It was a great learning experience for me. I feel like it also improved how I think about the techniques, how to explain the steps in a better way. There are obviously things I could have done better, as with anything. But overall, after firing the plates, I feel pretty happy about the results. I think despite some difficulties that some of the students experienced, the results were better than I hope. Um, Actually, a lot of them were really nice, so I thought I should talk about it. So the first class I held in the morning was called Fa Cai, which is basically sleep trailing using sleep border. If I'm bothered to show you, oh, here it is. So this is the sleep border, and you just kind of do sleep trailing on this web. And this was a bit of a challenge for the students because the squeezing a consistent sleep lines on the plate is not easy. And what happened was the students were um, they were squeezing the plate, the lines too thick. Um, let's see if this works. Sometimes the plate get clogged in the tip. So as you can see, the way you work on this is you do sleep trailing lines like this. And so there you have it. I just um, basically drew a leaf. And on the day itself, many students were squeezing too hard. And so the lines became too thick. And then what happens is the tip itself get clogged. So then they're having to use the needle to unclog the tip. And so doing this repeatedly was pretty tiring. I did notice for students it was can get quite frustrating, which was not something I want students to experience. So I think going forward, I think I need to first off explain that squeezing the border too hard would result in the clogging of the tip, and that they should moderate how much they squeeze, and then to um, just take your time. So the morning class was the sleep trailing technique, and I'll show you an example of that. So yeah, start with this floral one. So the that is the floral one. Um, you can see that the lines are being raised. So after you do the steep trailing, you use a floating wash technique, which is essentially just a wet wash or underglaze, and then you squeeze the brush to have the paint float over the areas where bounded by the steep trail. And this is what a good result look like. It did take me a number of tries to get this right. It's not something that you can grasp overnight. I did observe that my teachers, students back in Taiwan, um, did find it difficult, and I could see from their results that it's not too easy to do. But with enough practice, as you can see, it's possible. It took me a couple of failures to get there. So I thought I'll maybe show you what so good looks like. So this was like my first attempt when I came back to Sydney from the training of my teacher. And you can see that I overfired this piece. That was in part a technical error of my setting on the kiln. I overfired this, it was too hot. And so when you overfire a piece, the underglaze, it starts to peel off with the glaze. And then it also caused the slip lines to want to kind of warped, and it looks as if they want to peel off, but they actually warped and folded up in some cases. So that was a failed piece. Yeah, it can be quite painful when you put in a lot of effort and it fails. And this work was done in Taiwan. It was my first piece in my t-shirt. It might look pretty okay, but by my t-shirt standards, the colors were not even. So the gradients of the pink to the purple, they don't look right. But yeah, those are some of the failures. Now and then I still make a couple of mistakes. I think failures is just part of the learning process. The other technique called Qing Hua, which I give in the afternoon, is this. So it's basically just a blue and white painting technique. You can't do blue outlines and a floating wash technique or brushing technique. And so I taught that to the students in the afternoon. And yeah, it took some time for them to grasp, but I would say it's not nearly as difficult as the Hua Cai, which is the stick lines. So let's look at the results from the students. So I'll show off the first one. This is by a girl named Astrid. Is that Astrid? Yes, I think it's Astrid. So she's a really interesting teenage girl because she's in her teenage phase, and I think it was difficult for her to, come all the way here with her parents, and but she loves animation. She's interested in the arts, and you can tell by her work that she's interested. But what I find really interesting about her is she didn't want to speak to anyone, but she was really determined in finishing her work. She just kept going, even though the wet sleep was so difficult. And so this was the results. I'm rather pleased with it. It's rather elegant. The colors could be darker, but I would say for beginners, actually starting light is a good idea because it just gives you overall better results as a beginner. When we do the Qing Hua, which is the cobalt oxide wash, you have to mix the wash well, and when you paint on the first layer and you want it to be darker, you can just paint the second layer when the first layer dry for a bit. But I think she has done well, and I'm happy to see the results, and I hope she enjoys it when she sees it. I can find another one. So this is by her sister, Sasuke. I think Sasuke did a great job too. This is beautiful. So the way I have helped students is I give them templates, and she's chosen pretty cool template. I'll show you. So just grab the template. So that's the template. So I taught them how to, basically trace that onto the plate. And even though she's pick a slightly more complex drawing, um, I think it's okay. Yeah. She wasn't feeling that well that day, so she had taken a break with her mom, but she came back and finished it off. While she was on the break, I did help her finish up some lines, just to help her get to the finishing line. But if you look at the painting, she's done a great job. I I showed some of these plates to my teacher, and she was really happy with the results. Um, so yes, I'm very pleased with this. And this one I really like as well. This is for Max. So this is rather sweet. It's kind of a wreath of the flowers and leaves. I think Max did a great job because the lines are not too thick. They're really consistent. Um, yeah, he actually did a great job, and he's got the gradients going on in the flowers from light to dark, and he's taken on my advice of having the leaves be a darker color so we can create kind of a nice contrast. Um, so yeah, I think Max is has artistic talents. I feel like maybe he should pursue this a bit more. So that's his signature, which is really cool too. I really like that. Super cool. Um, so I'm happy with that. And this is from Karen, my friend's wife. Um, really, really cool. The sakura flowers. While she was on the break, I helped her a little bit too because um yeah. I see she actually had plans for that. I feel a bit sorry that I helped her fill out the lines in there. But actually she's done a great job. I like that. So it's too bad they leave a bit far, otherwise I think they could come back and do a bit more. Um what else was there? So I think I'll show you the pieces for the Qing Hua technique. First off, you have a wonderful cat done by, I think the name is Melinda, if I'm not wrong. Oh, sorry, it's Petra, because I could see her name on the back. It's Petra. So this is her cat, she told us a story. The cat is getting old now, so she loves her pet a lot, and so it's just a way to kind of like express the love. And I think it's a nice thing about arts and crafts. You can kind of create your story this way. And I really like this as well. This is by Michelle. It's really cute. I think she might be doing this as a gift for someone that can't get a sense of that day. Uh, but yeah, this group of students doing the Qing Hua, they have artistic background, so they are actually professional painters. And I mean, I guess you can kind of see that because they kind of pick up things rather quick. So yeah, having drawing skills helps. They hadn't used Most of them didn't use my templates. It's just kind of like came with their own drawing or their own ideas. But even if you do not have drawing techniques, I think that's okay, because it's like it's more about expressing your concepts and practicing. And also you can pick up drawing skills along the way. It doesn't mean you can't give it a go. And then this is by another lady. I thought this is nice as well, because it's like a very Japanese look. This is from Max's mom, Jane. She also has a artistic background. She's an art teacher, and I thought she did really well. So kind of enjoy teaching her. And this piece I like too. This is like a peony from another lady named, let me check. I think this is Melinda, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think so. So beautiful peonies. I think she's done a great job of it. And then this is from my friend Song Hee, who is wonderful, my wonderful neighbor who was just 2 doors down from me. She paints in the studio. She does abstract painting, and she's got all her artist friends to come take a class from me. It's really lovely of her. I really do appreciate her helping me to get people to come and learn, because to be honest, I think without the connections from my colleague Ben and herself, I really couldn't have had like nearly full classes. This is by Jane. This is cool. This is a different style. This feels like more of a Western, even slightly Turkish style. I think it's really cool to see students trying different styles. This is another cutesy one by Petra, or her cat. Yeah. And my friend Ben, he was funny, very funny. He picked a dog and mixed it with flowers. I think this just reflects his sense of humor. He's got a pretty dark sense of humor. But like, being a bit being a bit out of the world, I think it's good. It's always good to try different things, and that's by Jane too. I think this is lovely as well. She wants to do minimalistic style. I feel like I learn a lot from my students' styles as well. I think actually doing a minimalistic style is nice. Yeah, I think it's something I could work on, because I tend to fill my plates with full of illustrations. Just to give you an example, it's like you can see that this vase I did for using the Hua Cai technique is just like full of illustrations. I kind of adopt this style in a sense from my teacher. To be honest, I'm still experimenting and trying to see what style I like. Well, sometimes I love the little surprises you get from creating your work, because when I created this, I didn't think that the top view would be interesting. So I thought the top view is rather sweet, and you get little surprises along the way. I thought the top view is rather sweet, and you get little surprises along the way. Yeah, for those who don't know, the gold is actually gold luster. They're pretty expensive, so I really, wouldn't recommend doing so much of it, but that is the style of Hua Cai that I've learned from my teacher. So I kind of like went full steam with it and give it a go. Um, so that's the overall update I'd like to give about my learning experience. I think the Hua Cai technique, because of the challenges, I'm still not sure whether I should have it advertised as a advanced technique. Maybe it's better for students to first learn the Qing Hua technique first before they get to the raised lines technique, which is a whole lot challenging. But I'll think about it. In any case, I've decided to lower the prices of my classes to make it more accessible for people because this studio is a bit out of the way. It's difficult for people to get to. In the meantime, I'm trying to survive. Frankly, these few months have been rather difficult because I just finished a contract job. As much as I've done well um, at the job as a senior product designer, I was not able to stay on because they didn't have the budget to be able to keep me. So yeah, it's always sad when you have to leave because it's like you build up friendships with people and it just didn't go well. But no, that's okay. Then all we can do is just keep trying, keep going. So I'm gonna still apply for jobs while I continue to train myself in this Eastern painting techniques to get better at it and to give classes to share this with the community. So thanks. If you'd like to check out my videos or my classes, go to can go to my website called lizzieceramics.com to just have a look at the artworks or details I have about classes. You can write to me too. I can do a one-to-one class with you online if you like. I'll show you how to mix up all the materials, set yourself up for creating these works. And thanks. Please subscribe if you like to hear more. And thank you for your time in listening to my updates. Cheers. Happy New Year.